stick one hand out, it sticks. He falls. I'm about to fall. In my mind, I'm like, don't fall. You better not fall. You want to be great. Do not fall. I stumble, and then I'm up, and then I'm looking. I'm like, there's no way. So I get in the end zone. I put the ball down, and it just went dead silent. I didn't hear anything. I turn around, and I'm like, I really just did that.
So Vic, like I said, thanks for joining us, man.
No problem.
Long overdue. We're gonna jump right into it. The question everyone wants to know, man, how you doing? How's rehab going? You know, talk us through that. Obviously, you haven't done a lot of interviews. And the last time a lot of people have seen or heard from you was the game in Philadelphia. How are you today as we stand?
I'm doing very well. The surgery went great. Everything's moving in the right direction. I'm 19 weeks post-surgery come Monday.
Wow, already.
Time has flown since the injury, but I'm feeling good. Now it's the fun part of rehab, which is building the strength back in the quad, the hamstring. I'm waking up sore each and every morning. But you know, if you want to be great, you want to put that work in, this is the part where you gotta buckle down and get right. So I'm excited to be in this process and excited to retool my body to get back to where I once was. I'm excited for that next phase because it's like to have no ailments, to just go out there and not even be thinking about your knee or tendonitis and you're just out there playing. I'm excited for that. So that's how it was my second year in the league. So I'm excited to get back.
You crossed that hurdle physically where you're not thinking about the knee anymore. You're not 100%, but
exactly.
Your rehab, you're going.
As I'm working out, there's no pain in the knee. There's there's been no setbacks. We've been ahead of schedule as it's come week in and week out. So I'm excited for the next phase.
Let me ask you this. Not everyone's an elite athlete such as yourself or me. I mean, I don't want to no. It's such as yourself or me. Mm-hmm. What's that, I think if you're not in the public eye, you're not playing every Sunday, you're not on Sports Center, I think people, I don't want to say out of sight, out of mind, but can you talk us a little bit through what's a typical day for you rehab-wise? You're working, you're not out eating 100%. Burritos with this guy somewhere. You're working. What's rehab like?
Okay, so I wake up around 8:30 every morning. I get to the facility around 9:15. I get there, immediately change into my workout clothes. I jump on the bike for about 10 minutes to warm up. Then I'm on the quad. We have this machine called the quad mill, which is literally, I'm one-legged on there, and the machine just goes like this over and over with the momentum facing forward to work your quad. And I'm on there with one leg with a band around my quads, and we do 3 reps of that for a minute. I'm pretty much shot after that, but we do slide board, we do TRX one-legged squats, we do the sled machine where I'm going back and forth on this mini sled machine, all 5 reps. So we do pool workouts where there's a treadmill in the pool and I'm just running, we're doing laps. They got me swimming, they got me doggy paddling for like an hour, it feels like. So every day is something new. These trainers are Googling. I don't know where they find some of this stuff, but I'm like, man, and they got me. They keep me on my toes, so it keeps the training fun. It keeps it, it's not as monotonous as it can be. So they keep me going.
I think a great opportunity to speak about, how you're feeling about the team next year. How you feeling about this upcoming season, and assuming, and we'll knock on wood, that all works well with rehab. How are you feeling about the 2015-2016 Giants?
I'm excited about it, man. I think we got a lot of pieces in place. I think, we were on the new offensive system this past year, so anytime Eli's in the second year, comfortable with the system, knows that the nuances of the game, is able to understand how to make checks at the line now and really just hone in on his craft under a new offense, I think the sky's the limit for us. Obviously, our receiving core, my receiving core is going to be, great with myself, Odell, and Ruben, and obviously whatever we do in the draft should help us out as well. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm definitely excited about this year. Obviously, Coach Coughlin back for another year, so it's our job to kind of keep his job. It's our job to keep your job, TC. So we're gonna try our best to do that.
So I have 2 words. That's 2, maybe 3 words, I guess. 3 words for you.
I mean, before you go into that, I mean, that's super important, which is a couple of times throughout his career, you could argue Coughlin,
Coach Coughlin's here.
Coach Coughlin's job's been on the line, and no matter what, which again to me is the biggest testament, his players have always had his back, which is, that's the easiest moment if you're a player and you don't mess with your coach. You either don't comment, or that's your chance to kind of make sure that the tide shifts and you start, once that happens.
Exactly.
And you guys have always had his back, which
I'll say this. I'll say this along those lines. Full disclosure. There's not a day that goes by that you and I don't speak or text or whatever, whether it's just about something funny we've seen on social media or just checking in on each other. There were times, and I'll say this, there were times when things weren't going so well, and I'd be like, Vic,
is it time?
Coach, is it time?
Is it
and
time?
I'll say this, I'll keep it 100% real. You never wavered. You've never been like, I don't know. You was like, nope, he's our guy. And there was a time I even asked you, do you think, when it was like a tough stretch beginning of the season, I asked you, do you think he may bow out gracefully? You're like, that's not in his character.
Yeah, no way.
That's
he
not.
fights through
he'll
the
go down
good,
with
the bad,
needed,
yeah,
right?
100%.
Which is super dope, right? You want to
100%.
fight for a guy like that. So,
100%.
Along those lines, we started the show talking about, rehab and kind of the season you've had. How tough was it for you to kind of sit and watch this past season?
It was very tough. It was very tough. It was, new for me because I've never been in that position. This is the biggest injury I've ever had in my life. So it was good for me to kind of sit back and watch our team from afar, kind of as an analyst, kind of as a fan almost. You know what I mean? So it was good for me to kind of analyze things like that, and I would be in the facility every day after those games, so I would talk to the guys and see what they're feeling, see what they're doing, and really just have a conversation with them on what I'm seeing from the outside looking in. You know what I mean? So
you kept on checking in throughout the season and kind of. Those are your guys. Those are
my guys. I'm still a captain on the team. I still have this responsibility to make sure everybody's good, everybody's glued together, no matter what our record is, no matter what's happening out there. We got to stay together as a family, as a team. So it was good. It was kind of therapeutic for me to do that, for sure.
Keeping it football and keeping it kind of this year, one of the unfortunately few bright spots once you went down, Odell Beckham Jr. And I think New Yorkers work hard and fight for everything they have, and I think you see him play as hard as he does, and New Yorkers were super excited about his development. And I think there was if you were a fan, you were either like, amazing, thank God, something to cheer for, or you were like, we have someone for next year, or you were like, oh shit, Odell and Vic when he comes back. Can you talk about your relationship with him, which people may or may not know about, and what your communication has been throughout the season, and B, what you're looking forward to next season lining up with him?
So A, he's like a little brother to me. I mean, I talk to him every day. He's asking me about certain things. I'm trying to teach them the ropes a little bit, how things go, and especially, New York City is a tough place to play. It's a tough place to be at the top of your game and be in the public eye. So you really have to be careful how you move, what you do, what you say, most importantly, and the things you do. So I just try to coach him up on little things. I mean, he's a bright kid and he gets it, but I just try to be someone that's an advocate for him, that's a part of this game, a part of this New York atmosphere that can kind of teach him the ropes a little bit. So I speak to him almost every other day on how things go and how he's doing. And next year, I'm excited, man. I mean, he encourages me, he motivates me to be better and better each and every week, each and every day. And I think we motivate each other to continue to be great at our craft and continue to, not just from a receiver standpoint, but to bring our team. I feel like us two guys, as well as Ruben and Eli, are going to be kind of the core of what brings our team to that next level. If we want to make it to the playoffs, if we want to, have a Super Bowl run like we've had in the past, it's definitely contingent upon us being on the same page, catching every football that comes our way, scoring touchdowns, and just being great and having a ton of fun while we're doing it. So I'm excited about the opportunities. Obviously, first things first, I'm just trying to get this knee up and running, man, because that's the most important part for me, and then everything else will kind of take care of itself.